All right. Who's here? Reese Cup, how you doing, girl? Been missing you. How you doing, Mary? Guess I can take off my safety glasses. I won't be conducting any experiments today. That's next week. All right. Here we go. How's everyone doing? How you doing, Mary? Reese Cup. How you doing, Julian? All right. Everyone's back for more. That's a good thing. I hope these videos are informative for you. Okay, we'll answer that. We're gonna do the questions later, Julian. Fine as wine. How you doing? I'm all right, love. Hope you are. Yeah, I've been doing Black History videos for February. The subscribers, that's what they wanted. So how you doing? Tina's here. All right, the crowd's coming in, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I think I told you guys I'm going to try to limit the videos to 20 minutes, you know, because, well, Sundays are busy and everyone has something else to do. So fine as wine, I don't think you were here the past couple of weeks. So at the end, we're going to do a little trivia and we're going to see how much we know. We know there's so much that we don't. When the movie Hidden Figures came out, we were all like, wow, we had no idea who these people were. And so what I try to do is share this information. All of you know, this is part of my curriculum. And so, you know, a lot of minorities, women, they just are unknown as when it comes to, you know, being a scientist, an inventor, or, you know, new discoveries. You know, this just, it's not information that's taught in the public school. So we, you know, we sort of kind of have to, you know, go on it on our own and try to find out who these people are. Because when the movie Hidden Figures came out, everyone, I mean, look at how old I am. I had no clue. I had never in my life heard of these women. I was like, what? So if you do more research, you see there's a lot of people we are not familiar with. Now, some of the people that I talk about today, depending on if you've seen the movie or not, you may be familiar with. Okay, so Vivien Thomas, if you're familiar with him, born 1910, he passed away in 1985. He did all that research on blue babies. Okay, now during that time, during the Depression, right now, he was in Tennessee. That's where he's from, a grandson of a slave. And the reason I like sharing this information, people, is because when we hear this, how you doing, Donna? We hear this generation always complaining about how hard it is. No, let's look at people who really had struggles. Okay. So, you know, I know today may, you know, these days may not be, you know, easy. You may have some tough times, but let's look at people who, this is what I really call struggle. Okay. They had to deal with discrimination, prejudice, you know, segregation, but they still persevere. So we don't have any excuses. So again, Vivien Thomas worked with Dr. Alfred Blaylock, and this was during the 30s and 40s. So Vivien wanted to go to school. This was during the Depression. Of course, he didn't have the money. So he started working at Vanderbilt University in Tennessee with Dr. Blaylock. Now, we all know back during the 30s and 40s that all that minorities could get was, you know, janitorial jobs or jobs in the cafeteria. That was pretty much all you were going to get. I don't care how many degrees that you had attained. So, you know, so that's just what the way it was. So he was classified, even though he was doing research with Dr. Blaylock on his pay information, he was classified as a janitor. Okay. Okay, he went through that. When they left, Dr. Blaylock left Vanderbilt University to go to Johns Hopkins in Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. Okay, he requested that Vivien go with him. All right, he did. He said, now this is from Vivien Thomas's own mouth. He said he experienced more racism at Johns Hopkins in Baltimore. So we've all been trained, oh, it's all in the South. No, if you do a lot of your research on some of these people, okay, that they went through a lot, not just in the South. The North was just as bad. It just wasn't as overt, okay, but it was there. Um, so what? And I don't know if any of you have ever seen the movie with Most Def. It's called Something the Lord Made. It's a movie from 2004. That movie is the story of Dr. Thomas. Well, I call it, he got received an honorary doctorate. I call him Dr. Thomas because he was doing all this surgery. Dr. Blaylock was getting all of the acclaim. And when they took pictures, Vivien Thomas was not included with the journals that were written. Dr. Blaylock was taking pictures with all these surgeons. Well, guess who was behind it? It's called blue baby syndrome. So back then, there was a procedure that Vivien perfected. He tried it on dogs first, okay? And then 1944, they actually tried it on a human. And he and Dr. Blaylock did some more work. How you doing, Stephanie? They did some more work with World War II veterans that were going through some trauma issues, okay? So if you get a chance, check out the movie Something the Lord Made with Most Def. It's the entire story about Vivien Thomas' life. You see how this man was discriminated against. You see how he received no acclaim for all the work that he did. And he was in there performing these surgeries, no doctoral degree. So kudos to him. How you doing, Mark? Mark's here. All right. Everybody give a shout out to Mark Holmes. He's the #1 cowboy YouTuber. And I watch all of his videos. So all my fellow cowboy fans, go to Mark Holmes' channel and subscribe. Because him and the Law Nation, they are the best. Okay. How you doing, Henry? That's right. You know I got to make you blush. Yeah, Mark, if you're a cowboy fan like I am, go to Mark Holmes and subscribe. Okay. Because he's the best. Okay. So everyone give it, shout out to him, give him some love. Alice Ball, again, I'm sure you haven't heard of her. 1892. And as you can see, folks, I went back to people. I went way back, just again, because they went through some stuff. Okay. If you wonder why I'm dressed like this, those of you, how you doing, Jamal? Those of you who are just coming in, this is the attire that I typically wear when I'm conducting experiments in my classroom. And well, this is what you would typically wear in a lab. Okay, now I'm taking off my safety glasses. Okay, so but that's why I'm dressed like this. Okay, so anyway, Alice Ball was brought up in Washington, Seattle. Okay, Washington. Both her parents were listed as white on her birth certificate. So, folks, let's not look down at these people. Some of these people wanted their children to have a chance in life. Now, if you go Google her and look a picture of her, you can tell that she's obviously African American. But her parents listed themselves as white so that to help reduce prejudice and racism that she would face. Okay, so let's face it. Back then, I don't care how many degrees that you had, they would not give you a chance. So she was a chemist. She developed the Ball method to help. It was a treatment for leprosy. First African American to receive a master's degree from the University of Hawaii, and the first female African American professor at the University of Hawaii. So again, 1892 to she passed away in 1916. She had been exposed to some chemicals in the lab. And so some of you looking are like, oh my God, what happened? That's what happened. Mark said, if you ever get a chance, go to the African American Museum in DC. Yes, Mark, that is on my to-do list. That's on my bucket list. I had plans to go to different, had plans to go there, go to the Holocaust Museum. And well, we know COVID happened. How you doing, Debbie? All right. Dr. Alexa Canady, 1950 she's still living. She's out of Lansing, Michigan. Okay. Lansing, Michigan native. Okay. She specialized in pediatric neurosurgery. So, brainiac, right? 1981, she became the first Black woman to become a neurosurgeon. Mother was an educator and a Delta, for those of her fellow sorors, okay? Father was a dentist who graduated from Mahara University, okay? Um, and her family couldn't understand her grades in school showed that she was an average student. They had an intelligence test conducted on her, and she scored really high. So they were like, this doesn't add up. Guess what they found out? The teacher, and it was she and her brother were the only Blacks in this school. So this, again, folks, this is in Michigan. The teacher was switching the grades, giving her the lower grades of the white students to cover up her intelligence. So, okay. Anyway, look what she overcame, and look what she became. So, folks, you can do whatever you want to do if you work hard and you persevere. Dr. Marie Maynard Daly, 1921 to 2003. Now, you guys tell me in the comment section if you're familiar with any of these people. Tell me you've heard of them, or you know, just whatever. If you heard mention of them or their inventions, their discoveries, folks, you know, we have to do more on our smartphones and just play games, okay? We need to get out here and learn, you know, about, you know, history, or it will repeat itself. All right, so anyway, Dr. Marie Maynard Daly, from Queens, a Queens native, first African-American woman to earn a PhD from Columbia University in 1947, all right, okay? She did research on protein synthesis, you know, creation of protein. She did research on cholesterol. We know that's a major issue today. She did a research on histones, hypertension. So she did a lot. How many of you are familiar with her? Probably none of you. All right. Now, some of you may be familiar with Dr. Kenneth Clark, and I didn't realize this. I mean, I was familiar with him because if you're familiar with the Brown versus Board of Education, we know the work he did with those dolls was instrumental in helping us to win that particular case. So his wife, Mamie, during my research, I found that his wife had wrote a thesis, and that's what led to them doing the research with the dolls, and they were both psychologists, okay? He was born in the Panama Canal Zone, known for experiments on dolls. We know the movie Simple Justice was on the Brown versus the Board of Education. So, you know, folks, just research some of these people. And if you look at what they had to go through, as I tell my students, no excuses. I don't want to hear it. You know, I don't care what you're going through in 2021. You didn't go through this. All right. So as I talk to some of my older relatives, I will, Mary, you know, Mary's a former student. She'll tell you, I don't want no excuses. Hashtag no excuses. I tell them that all the time. And, you know, again, things may be tough, but you're not going through this, you know, I talk to some of my older relatives, and they really went through some tough times. Okay. So I don't want to hear, oh, I can't make it. All the programs, thank you, Mark. All the programs that they have for you to be successful. I have students over here from Africa, you know, Asian descent. They come here, they excel, and they have a language barrier. No excuses, people. There are too many. How you doing, Bobby? We've got to stop with the excuses. Sometimes it hurts, folks, but sometimes we have to stop and take a look in the mirror, okay? And we're our own worst enemy sometimes. Don't let someone tell you you're a victim. I don't care, you know, what you're going through. You can make it. You know, you just have, if you get out here and work hard, no one can hold you back but you, okay? And so we've got to get to that point, you know, where sometimes it hurts. When we do an honest, I have my students do self-assessments, and we all have to do that from time to time, and they are painful because we don't want to see the negative parts of our lives that we need to change, but we all have them. Mark said they never do teach us about all the great things we have done. They always try to make it like they're just propping. Yeah, Mark. And so again, I encourage and this information that I'm sharing, Mark, that's true. This information I'm sharing with you, I share with my students because it's not in the curriculum. It's not in the textbook. So this is actually the people I'm sharing with you is actually a project that my students do on, we normally do it in February, and it's on, inventors, scientists, researchers in biotechnology that you're not familiar with. And like I said, this is research. We have to stop just playing games on our phones. Okay. This is information we all need to learn. And I'm always trying to instill this, especially in my minority students, my female students, because we need more in science. Okay. So, everyone's not going to go into computer software engineering. We need more into research. We see what's going on with the coronavirus vaccine. We need more people in research. Reese Cup said, and the internet is great place to start. You don't need a name. Just look up anything you will find in African. Exactly. There's no excuse. Stephanie said, it's really no excuses for the day because information is at the tip of your hand, right? So instead of looking at rap videos and out here, learning the latest dance, how about learn something about your history? And again, Mark said Garrett Morgan came up with the stoplight. Right, Mark, that was in last week's video. If you check it out, you'll see I talked about Garrett Morgan. You're absolutely right. And Mark, and I'm always communicating with Mark on his channel. He also makes statements when he says something, people try to come back and say, well, we don't want to hear anything about race. Well, this is what's going on. And I tell Mark, don't stop what you're doing. You're not trying to start a race war. You're just telling people what's out here. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, folks. Okay. Again, we have to do an honest self-assessment and stop making excuses as to why we can't succeed when there are people from other countries that come here with language barriers and they're up and running in no time. And we've been here all our lives and we're still going around in circles. No excuses, folks. Too many programs for you to be successful. Even more, like I said, this generation, if you have a smartphone, all you need is the internet. These people who are looking for jobs, let's see, Mark said, people need to listen to others if you want to make it better. Right. And people, I give away a lot of free information. I don't charge anything because I do career consulting. I've been doing this for 22 years for my students. So I give away free information. If you look at my prior videos, Mark, and everyone else who's been here, I gave a list of, for those people looking for employment. If you look at the bottom in the description box of the video, I have links. I've tried Instacart. You can make money. DoorDash, you can make big money. Walmart has their own delivery service. All you're doing is delivering groceries, big money. Bobby said, technology has progressed so much now that we have to encourage the young people to use it to their advantage and not just playing games and watching video. Right. All they're doing is nonsense and they're around here. And I told my students Friday, because I help students find jobs. Again, I've been consulting for years. And I go out with employers and I meet with them. We have seminars. And one of the main issues they have is that they're on their phones. So I tell my students, leave your phones in your car or lock them, away until break time. So when I meet with employers, I take the information back to my students and I share that with them to help them. Mark said Frederick Jones came up with AC, even though Robert Carey. Yeah. And Marcus, you're absolutely right. And back then, if women or minorities came up with an invention, we know they're even more, but they were ripped off. They would go and show someone an invention and they would take it and that person would get the credit. I mean, it's just how it was. Like, my students learn, of course, we all learn about James Watson, Francis Crick discovering the DNA molecule. Well, Rosalind Franklin was a large part of that research, but in the 50s, 1953, when they were credited with that, of course, they won the Nobel Prize in Science for that. Women and minorities, well, okay, you might not be included. Stephanie said, hit the like button. Thank you, Steph. Hit the like button, folks. It's time for us to do our drawing. All right. Now, our questions for the day. Now, Mark, I think this is your first time here. What I had been doing in 2020 is just drawing names out of a hat, something similar to what you do. Donna, I want you to start a class to teach etiquette. That's me. Yes, Donna. Yes, you're going to put that in the description box when I close this out. So what I've been doing since it was Black History Month, I've been doing trivia. So I'm going to go ahead and ask these questions. The very first question is, what magazine did John Johnson create in 1945? So once I tell you that you have the right answer, you can only win once. I want two people. I want to have three winners, folks. Okay. That way, everyone, at least three people get a little something. It's a pandemic, and I just want to help you out. Mark, how I normally pay people is the Cash App. Most people have that. Reese Cup said, "Oh, she said Ebony." Reese Cup, you're right. That's the first winner. All right, Mark. Yeah, he had Jet too. Julian said, okay. So the first person that had Ebony was Reese Cup. So she's the winner. Second question, who was the first African-American to win an Academy Award for Best Actor? For Best Actor. I didn't say actress, I said actor. So make sure you Google that correctly. All right. Let's see who wins that. Who was the first African-American to win an Academy Award for Best Actor? So Reese Cup's our first winner. Julian is our second winner. Sidney Poitier, 1964 for Lilies in the Field. All right. All right. So Julian. Number 3. Who was the first African-American woman elected to Congress? Bobby, you got it. Sidney Poitier, but our winner, Julian, beat you to the punch. Who was the first African-American elected to Congress? Okay, let's see who gets that one. So we got Reese Cup, Julian's the winner, and we need one more. Who was the first African-American woman elected to Congress? I'll even give you the year, 1968. Okay, I'm waiting on an answer, folks. Bobby got it. Shirley Chisholm. All right, Bobby, you're a winner. Do you have Cash App? If you do not, or if you have it, Bobby, my email is at the bottom of all of my video. Email me your Cash App info, and that's how I will pay you. Now, this is how we do it. Folks, please hit the like button. Okay. Please hit the like button. Now, what I've been doing lately, YouTube wants to see engagement. Okay. So once I end the live stream, congratulations on everyone. And Mark, I'll catch you later on one of your videos. You know I watch all your videos anyway. So congratulations, Reese Cup, Julian, and Bobby. Okay, I gotta write that down. Thank you, Mark. Mark, leave a comment. Anything that you want me to talk about, let me know. I was going to email you. Thank you, Henry. I was going to email you and see if there's anything that, we could do to sort of get some information out, because I know how you are about getting info to the people. So I'll probably email you any topics that you want me to discuss. Email me and let me know. Okay. And I'll be on your channel later. I watch all your videos. You release 2 or 3 videos. So any of my fellow Cowboy fans, you got to go to Mark Holmes and the Joe Boost Sports Report, the best Cowboy YouTubers in the world. All right. So how we're doing it now. So Reese Cup, Julian, and Bobby. When I end the live stream, I want you to leave a comment. Once I see your comment, not in the live chat, but once I see your comment up under the video, I will deposit your money in your Cash App. Is that clear, folks? Who has a question? Jamal, okay. Thank you everyone who take a little time out of your busy Sunday to come and spend some time with me. I hope you all have learned. I hope it's been informative. Also, those of you who did not win, and I guess people are forgetting, I'm going to thank you, Mary. Listen, I need any of you who did not win. Now, I have Reese Cup, Julian, and Shirley. They can also do this. But any of you who did not win, when I end the stream, leave me a comment about the topic you want me to discuss next week. Now, I was thinking about discussing the Green Book, which was a book that African Americans had to use during the time of segregation because they couldn't stop at hotels, they couldn't go to restaurants. I don't know. Tell me what you want to talk about. And gotcha. Okay, yeah. So leave me a comment. So Bobby, Reese Cup, Julian, and everyone, leave me a comment. I want to talk about topics that you guys have an interest in. So you tell me what you want me to talk about, and that's what we'll talk about next Sunday. Okay? All right. So you guys be safe. The pandemic is still going on. And for all my people in Texas, okay, prayers go out to you right now. I know things hopefully are going to get better for you. So I'm going to end the live stream. I enjoyed each of you. Hope to see you back here next Sunday. Don't forget. Now, it's going to take a few moments before you can leave a comment once I end the stream. I don't know why YouTube takes so long processing, but give it about 5-10 minutes. Go back to the video, leave your comment, and then I'll put your money in your Cash App. And Bobby, you'll see my email. Go to another one of my videos. Click on my send me an email with your Cash App info. Okay. All right. Thank you for being here. All right, on Roland's Reviews and the Sibert Sense Report. Of course, the goal is always to educate, empower, and to encourage you. So hopefully, I've done that, and hopefully, I will continue to do that. Okay. All right. See you next Sunday. Don't forget. Take care.